Looks like somebody's in a gold buying mode. Guilty as charged. Next, on Bullion Breakdown. Welcome to the channel and welcome back for those that have seen other videos. This is Bullion Breakdown, like I said. And today we're looking at a brand new addition to the stack. I've been in a bit of a gold buying mode this week. Last week's dip and the Russia conflict over the weekend, the one and done, that got me really peaked up, and I sort of put my silver focus off to the side for the time being, and I went straight into crazy gold buying gold guy. So that's what we're going to talk about today, and sort of what the process was and what the outcome was, and you can see what the outcome was, but sort of how the process went for a gold and silver stacker that went nuts looking for gold deals this weekend. I explained in a previous video about buying defective gold that I had an objective of getting out into the market and really testing the dealer network in my area and finding a certain deal that maybe wasn't necessarily published, but I was going to go on a bit of a hunt. So that's what I did for that project around the defected gold, and I did find some copper spotted gold. Again, I've done a video about that. Check that out. But this particular purchase was a different objective. Obviously, if I'm buying, defective gold on the last round, I was looking for something new, but priced like what I had previously purchased, so a little bit cheaper. So I'm just going to break down what I went through as far as finding the price here. I guess I should first just say that the objective here was quarter ounce gold. That was my budget, and that was kind of the range that I was hoping to acquire in. So real quick, here was the process, right? I took 3 dealers in my area and I looked online, obviously, to start there. And I was not looking for any particular bullion type or anything from any mint. I was looking at price, but I was looking for, current year or a recent random year pickup. So the goal here was to look at 3 dealers. I did that in my area, and what I saw from in Canada here, the average price was $740 for a quarter ounce of 740 Canadian dollars for the quarter ounce 4/9 gold options, and they ranged from maples to kangaroos. Obviously, we saw the Philharmonic. I'm just trying to think. There was. Britannias were out there as well. So there was lots of options, and they ranged anywhere from, again, about $730 per quarter ounce to upward from there. I mean, it got crazy if the better gold you were looking at. So this particular piece I found at a dealer that I do buy from semi-regularly, but they're a little more small scale. They're reputable. They do test their stuff, and I do all that before I leave, but they had really good pricing on these Austrian gold pieces, down to actually $723. And the dealer here in the Toronto area is AA Gold Traders. I'll put the description I'll put the information in the description. But $723 drew me in, so that was my best price, knowing that my average across all the other dealers was around $740. So off I went. And, this is where it really pays off to build relationships with your local dealers. Because when I showed up, he obviously had a few other options that weren't posted, that I wasn't necessarily interested. I did want this new piece, 2023. And we went through the negotiation, actually. I poked around price, and wouldn't you know it, but we got a $700 price here. So I was able to take a $40 gap there, and put it towards just the metal. I was really ecstatic. So that's an example of how you find deals for gold pieces. That's all good. It made me happy. And then on the way out, he says, "Here, I know you have 2 kids." So he's aware of what's going on with my situation, even though I wasn't really aware that he was aware. and he says, "Here's two 10-gram silver bars from Heraeus." So I thought to myself, wow, good move, bro. Like that was a really good move, unsolicited. You know, it's 20 grams of silver. It's not like he broke the bank. But I bought some gold from his shop. He gave me a deal on that gold, better than anything I could find in the market. And then he goes out of his way to give me two of these Heraeus bars. I check his website, and he's selling these things for 20, I think it was 26 Canadian a piece. So a heavy premium on this fractional silver. And I was really impressed by that. That's the second time that's happened to me actually in my journey, where I go in and I buy gold and then I'm randomly getting silver for free on the way out. I don't know if that happens in your world, but in my world up here in Canada with my dealer network, it's a rare sighting to get something nice like this as a reward for investing in gold. I've been waiting a few years to get my hands on a Austrian piece here. I've bluffed a purchase or two on the 1 ounce, and I ended up buying something else every time I was in the shop. And then I've done that a few times here on quarters as well. I even looked at a half once, and I ended up buying other stuff. So this is something I've always wanted, but I never prioritized. And now I can say I have a really nice 1/4 ounce Philharmonic 2023, like I said, and just a beautiful, beautiful coin. And 1/4 ounce is interesting to me because I have never been one to buy fractional. And here I am now with my stack. I'm focusing on it this year. I started with the half ounces, and I've got a number of those. I'll bring those out just to show us a comparison. But I've never really been into the small gold, but I can certainly appreciate it now as price has gone up over the last few years versus when I started buying, which was quite affordable versus current day. But yeah, I'm just going to show you this size 1/4 ounce, 22 millimeter in comparison to, say, a Canadian half ounce. Just let me pull that up. So here is the half ounce. You can see it's a step up in size. I believe this is 28 millimeters, and this is gold from the 90s here in Canada. So I like the bigger gold, and I've migrated my stack. I started as a 1 ounce buyer, and I'm going down as we go into the smaller sizes. And this 22 millimeter is good. I like that. The Canadian quarters are really small. They're 20 millimeters, but they look much smaller footprint than this, so I don't really pick those up. I don't tend to anyways. So yeah, I just wanted to show a size comparison here between a 1/4 and a half, because this is about as small as I'm going to go quarters. You're not going to see me buying 10th ounces or even the fractional bars. I just don't see the value when you look at all the premium that's involved, and that it's a little bit painful to even buy the halves and the quarters. But that also lends me to another thing. Tell me what you think. Like I think half ounce gold is like the redheaded stepchild of the Bullion family. Like nobody really wants to acknowledge it. And there's like, pick on a half ounce day kind of stuff going on. Like nobody talks about this size. It often, gets swept over. It's either by the 1 ounce or the 1/4 ounce. I see a lot of videos like that. And I've spent a significant amount of my time now acquiring half ouncers, and I think that they're great value because you get a sizable piece of bullion. You're not having to break the entire bank at the 1 ounce level, but you're not leaving with like a dribble of gold, which I often feel like when I pick up these 1/4 ouncers. It's just like unimpressive. I'd almost want to go pick up a 10-ounce silver bar or a couple of those instead of the gold. But I guess we all have that challenge and problem. But I really enjoy this Philharmonic, and it goes along with the rest of my stack here quite nicely. So that's been another episode, guys. Let me know what your next pickup's going to be. I'm interested to hear what size you're interested in. I'd love to hear your thoughts on half ounce. I just went on a bit of a rant because I seem to be the only stacker on earth that ever talks or thinks about them. But let me know what you think there. And yeah, let me know what your next pickup plan is and what you're going to do with the rest of the year with your gold plan. Because, I had a pretty set in mind that I was going to put the gold buying off to the side and focus on silver. And then, over the last few weeks, gold has started to head, back down, and I dipped back in. So can't help myself. I think it's a problem we all have. I appreciate you guys watching another video. If you care to, there's lots more here on the screen you can watch from. And remember, everybody, stay awesome.